Kick and chase by Mullins. Kick and chase again by Mullins. It'll be a miracle. Oh, it is a miracle. Fafita tries to crash his way over. He does. Fafita got the ball over the line. Hunter's kick is over the sideline for a 40-20.
Yeah, g'day champions and welcome to 40-20 Sports. Round 2 of Supercoach and the NRL is done and dusted. It's in the bag. All the updates have come through. The 40-20 Ferrets, we ended up with 982 points. Not exactly where we wanted to be. A couple of things didn't go our way this week. Traded in Helam Lukey. That was a mistake. We shouldn't have done that. I just like the look of him in round 1, how much ball he got on that edge there. And I thought the run that he had was going to be phenomenal. Just super unlucky. He seems to be out for 4 to 8 weeks, anywhere in between there, so he is a sell. Also, Sean Keppie didn't really do as well as he had the last week and how he looked in the trials. He only got a 27, so a bit disappointing from Sean Keppie, but I was going to trade Terrell May in. Now I've got a bit more clarity that obviously Sean Keppie will go out for Terrell May. I was looking at Tupanua to Terrell May, but Tupanua did quite well in his limited minutes, so a bit of a win there. We do have a league code here for our 40-20 followers. The league code is 726638. Please get on and follow us. Go and have a look at that. Join up. There is a merch pack for the winner of that competition. Shirts, hats, stubby coolers, stickers, all that sort of good gear. Please go and have a look at that. Also, follow us on our Instagram at 40-20 Sports. Link will be down below somewhere here. I'll chuck that in. We've got all our captain's runs, our buy, hold, sells, trade options, in and out sort of thing. A bit more of a condensed community as well going into that. Condensed stuff for our, stuff that's a little bit too short to chuck on YouTube and Spotify here. So please go and have a look at that. Please go and give us a like on this YouTube, subscribe, and give us a follow on Instagram. Heaps more gear on there than what is on here. So that is awesome. Anyway, we'll get stuck straight into it. The Thursday night game, Broncos 28 defeated the Rabbitohs 18. Both teams will be a little bit disappointed with this game. No one completed over 70%, which is a bit disappointing for how hopeful we had for these guys. Look, 42 missed tackles from the Rabbitohs ended up killing them. Their middles were a little bit soft. They lost Cam Murray out to an edge. Well, they didn't lose him, but that was obviously their plan. I couldn't really understand what was going on with Tallis Duncan in the side, and the Jacob Gagai situation. JD over there just obviously playing mind games with the Broncos. But anyway, good win from the Broncos. They'll have a few injury concerns in Adam Reynolds and Payne Haas. They'll be sweating on them. I believe they're already confirmed out for next week against the Panthers. So owners will be nervous about that. But yeah, anyway, we'll get stuck into the Supercoach stuff. We got Selwyn Cobbo ended up on 93 points, a try assist, 8 tackle busts, 16 tackles, 2 line breaks, a line break assist, 22 points in runs, 38 points in base for Selwyn Cobbo is awesome for him. Did say this last week, we can't wait until he comes up against easier opposition. I didn't realise that the Rabbitohs were going to be easier opposition for him. 93 points is massive. He's going to come such a long way in centre. I've got my eye on him. I hope in the next couple of weeks he comes up against some hard opposition. He's got the Panthers and Storm in there somewhere. Hopefully he can lose and have a quieter game and go off the radar a little bit because he is high on our radar, high on my radar, Selwyn Cobbo. He looks to have fit straight into that centre position, relishing a bit more early ball, getting those tackle busts up. So he looks really good. Reece Walsh with an 88, 2 tries, a try contribution, a line break assist, 18 points in base only, but we know we get that with Reece Walsh. Just phenomenal. So much speed, so quick getting on the outside of his defenders. Interesting to see what happens now that Reynolds seems to be out for maybe 1 to 3 weeks, I'm hearing, in between that sort of period of time. But when Reynolds went off, he really came on and took control of the game. He really wanted a little bit of everything. Got the goal kicking over Katoni Staggs as well, so that is interesting. Albeit they do have the Panthers next week, I think they're really going to miss Payne Haas and Adam Reynolds there. So be interesting to see how he goes next week. Not really sure about that, but he could be a nice little downgrade from Ponga. I've lost all hope with Ponga, I think. I know it's only 2 games, but the Knights, they look shocking. Savili Havili got 83 points. Not many owners there, but a good game from him. Latrell Mitchell with 80 points, a try, 6 tackle busts, line break assist, 18 points in runs. Awesome junk points. Owners will be would have been sweating their tits off seeing him run around, and he was sitting on about 45 to 50 in the last 3 minutes. Got those junk points, busted the line. We just want to see it for 80, you know. Everyone always talks about it, oh, he's lazy and this. Well, like, he just needs to get a little bit more involved. If he got a little bit more involved, he would be an absolute Supercoach gun. Cody Walker with a 71, a try assist, 24 tackles, 2 offloads, a line break and a line break assist. Had a bit of a tough night, and he still pumped out 71 points. I think that goes to his defence. His defence was 24 tackles. That's massive for Cody Walker. They sent a lot of traffic his way, obviously trying to bust him up, and it worked a little bit, but still 71 points. He's a bit of a pod, so owners should be happy with that. Paddy Carrigan was 69, 31 tackles, 2 offloads, 37 points in runs. Basically all his work in base, getting a 69. That's massive for Paddy Carrigan owners. Also, he should have had at least a line break, maybe even a try assist. Giving the ball to Kobe Hetherington, busted him through the line. Hetherington straight to his chest. It was a beautiful ball, spilled it cold. So Paddy Carrigan was unlucky not to get about 70, 80 sort of thing. Bit disappointing that he didn't get those, but, you know, early in the year, those things aren't really going to stick every now and again. So you'd be happy with 69 from Paddy Carrigan. Payne Haas, 63 points, 19 tackles, 6 tackle busts, 32 points in runs. All base. The Broncos have got such a luxury when they've got Payne Haas and Paddy Carrigan on the field at the same time. That 1-2 punch combination that they've got, one after the other, is so impressive, so hard to stop. The other big boys from the other side, especially South, they look really sloppy around their middle. It was just too hard to stop towards the end of the game. Payne Haas, the only thing there was 56 minutes only. I don't know if that contributed to the injury. I didn't really see him with a bit of an injury throughout the game, but obviously he had. 56 minutes, a bit disappointing, but yeah, I would put that down to an injury, and he could have gone huge. Davey Moale with a 63, nice little try. He could be a nice little downgrade for anyone looking to get there. He's going to make a stack of cash now that he's got that 63 points and his rolling average. The massive concern that is the concern with all of these forwards for the Rabbitohs there is just that 4-forward bench. Saw it with Sean Kepi. We'll get on him a little bit later, but it just doesn't seem to be happening for them. Cam Murray with a 63. He got all that in base as well. He pumped out 45 tackles. He's enormous. He was absolutely shagged with about 20 to go, and he stayed out there. So just goes to show how much that team means to him and how much determination and grit Cam Murray has got. I cannot wait until attacking stats come. He's gone massive. I think a 58 and a 63, all in base. Once these attacking points come, he's going to go off his head on Cam Murray. So I'm not looking to sell him. He looks really good. I just don't understand what they're doing, putting him on an edge. He just shores up that middle so well, and they don't have that dominant front rower in the middle. He is the dominant player in the middle, being the captain and all. I just think they need to keep him in the guts, even if it is for 65 minutes. Yeah, unsure why they put him out on the edge, and even when he is on the edge, they just use him as a decoy runner. So not the smartest move there, but Jesse Arthur's with a 57. He backs up last week's good score with another good score, a try assist, line break, 14 points in runs. The base was down a little bit from last week. I thought his base last week was really, really good. Down a little bit, but still, he's got these attacking options in him. 57 points is really good. Be interesting to see what happens now that Reynolds is out. They may get a bit more ball down Ezra Mam's side. Jesse Arthurs is on the left-hand side with Dean Marina on the right. So it'll be interesting to see if he does get a little bit more ball out his way in the next coming weeks, although he does have the Panthers next week, like I've said. Brendan Piakura with a 48, 26 tackles, 4 tackle busts, 20 points in runs, got that all in base. If you sold him with his 4 last week, you'd delete the app. He was always going to bounce back. I'm seriously looking at him for around round 4. Hopefully with that 4 still in his rolling average. I doubt he's going to have that. I think 48 is nearly his bottom that he's going to go. Only the 4 tackle busts, they'll come. He did a bit of a crab walk, sideways walk, where he stepped and palmed off a couple of people. Looked really impressive. Damien Cook with a 34, got sin bin and it really hurt his score. Didn't really get the attacking opportunities that he got in Vegas, so owners will be pretty disappointed with him. Tallis Duncan with 34, 17 tackles and offload and 10 points in runs. I was so keen on him when he came into it and I saw that he was starting second rower. I don't understand how coaches do this with the mind games. Yep, starting second rower. Whether they try and throw them off and say, oh, look, righto, let's send the ball this way, and then next minute Cam Murray pops up and he's there. But I don't know. I don't think teams fall for it. So, look, he was good when he came on. He had limited minutes. He only had 30 minutes, came into the middle. He looked really aggressive, good, strong running. If he can get some minutes pumped into his legs, if he can even get 40 to 50, he will sort of average thereabouts, going a bit more than 1 point per minute. I thought he looked good. So I hope that he gets a bit more minutes. Just that 4-forward bench rotation. If he keeps coming off the bench, he's not going to be a viable option, really. Sean Kepi in that game got a 27, 20 tackles, 2 tackle busts and 9 in runs. He is looking to be on the chopping block this week for a Terrell May, although I could do a few other things where I could keep him as my backup one and know that he's a starting front rower, and hopefully at some stage throughout the year he jags a few good games in a row and I can get rid of him then for a decent player. Although 27 is very disappointing. That 4-forward bench rotation without a Jacob Host in there, which he predominantly just goes on for the edge. They had 4 big guys there that were sharing the minutes. He did get a good chunk of the minutes in 41. His points per minute, he should get around that 40, 41 sort of points, but 27, not really good enough, and he's an easy sell to Terrell May for me. So, like I said before, you get a bit more clarity if you just wait a week, which I should have done with Lukey as well, but the clarity of that is now that definitely Sean Kepi is a trade over Sitili Tupanua, so that's a win. Ezra Mann with 23 points, he's going to have these games in him. He's got that, the low base in him and the high attacking upside. First 2 weeks haven't really come for him. He could go down a stack of cash if he has a quiet game again against the Panthers, although he probably will be the dominant half. They'll probably have Jock Madden coming in. He might see a lot more ball, so I would be pumping him off to a Luke Brooks. I think it's nearly a straight swap for Luke Brooks. So Brooksy's set for a massive price rise. Ezra Mann, he's on the way out, I think. You could look, if he keeps up with these 20 point games, they've got a really hard run. When they go to these easier games, he could be an option as a cheapie by the time he gets down to it. So a little one to just keep an eye on. The first of the Friday night games was the Sharkies, 25 defeating the Bulldogs 6. Bulldogs fans, keep your heads up. The score of that game was not reflective by what the actual game and outcome it was itself. The Doggies were in it up their fist. 65th minute, it was pretty much 6-all, maybe being 12-6, but the Doggies' defence, I thought the Doggies out-defended the Sharkies. The Sharks just had so much ball in that first half and early in the second half that I think the Dogs just ran out of steam. Same as last week against the Eels. They defended for the first half hour really, really well. If they can just hold on to the ball coming out of yardage, I think I don't know what's going on with their front row rotation. It seems to be a little bit all over the shop. Obviously, they had Farmasili go down with a head injury in the first minute, but they still sort of kept to the same routine of what would happen, and they just fed Josh Curran minutes, which is a good option, but I just think they need to sort of spread the minutes out. Sharkies were good. They did the same as what they did last week as well. They hung in there, kept it nice and tight, and then at the end they took control. So Sharkies fans will be happy with that one. Well done for you. We'll get straight into it, eh? Ronaldo Mulatalo backed up last week's good score with 116 this week. A try assist, 7 tackle busts, 3 line breaks, 31 points in runs, which is huge for Mulatalo. I'm very critical on him with his base being quite low. If he can get these games where he's getting 31 points in runs, I think he was about 35 to 36 in base. That's massive for him. Obviously has that monopoly on that left-hand edge for the Sharkies. That is an awesome place to be. And with them coming up against quieter opposition, he's a bit of a pod play that you could look to chuck in there. He looks really, really good. That left hedge looks really good. 116, you can't doubt it. And the next 2 games they've got is the Tigers Raiders. So again, he is a good option, a viable option there if you wanted to chuck a pod play in. Could be a good little buy for you. Teague Wilton, our next one with 110 points. Try assist, try contribution, 27 tackles, 5 tackle busts, 1 line break assist. He stacked the stat sheets. Well done to Teague Wilton owners. I was a little bit critical of how good he was going to go as an 80-minute player. I thought he was really going to tone it down, not be as impactful, but he looks really good this year. 110 points is massive. His hole running ability is awesome. He seems to have matched Britton Nakora out on that other side. Gives that left-hand edge, not just a sweeping play out the back. He gives them an option to hit the hard line, which is really impressive. Gives another dimension to that left-hand edge. So when they do play out the back, it seems to be creating a lot more space for Ronaldo Mulitalo and the likes of Talakai and Will Kennedy out the back there. So he's had a great start to the season, Teague Wilton. He's been really impressive. If you jumped on him, not many people have, but good on you. Talakai with an 82, again, just stacking in from that left-hand edge there. Him and Ronaldo Mulitalo are giving off massive Joey Leilua Rapana vibes from Canberra from a few years back. Talakai with an 82, a try assist, try contribution, 7 tackle busts, a line break assist, 24 points in runs. Again, base is really good. His tackle bust, 14 points in tackle busts. You add that in to Talakai's base because he always gets them. He's so hard to tackle. They're just in such a good point of their career, Talakai and Mulitalo. I'm hoping that the game against the Warriors is a bit of a turning point for them, starting to beat some good quality opposition. That's a tough ask. That's going to be a tough ask going over there to New Zealand this year. The Warriors look quality, so hopefully good things to come for those two. Joshy Curran with a 76, 37 tackles and offload, 2 line break assists, 19 points in runs. He's got to be one of the most popular buys this week. Heading into week 3, got 60 minutes all in the middle. Not sure if that's inflated because of Farmasili's early head knock, but he got 55 minutes as well last week. So I'll be looking to get him in for a Helam Lukey, who seems to be out for a couple of weeks now. I don't think it's going to matter about the injury. I'm not concerned about that he got 60 minutes. If he goes back down to 55, he still can pump out 55 to 60 points, and at his price rise of the low 400s, I'm all about it. Joshy Curran, welcome to the Ferrets. Nicho Hynes with a 75. I ended up capping Nicho Hynes. I was a little bit nervous when he was sitting on 70. Ended up updating to 75, which is good, but ended up being a good play throughout the week. A couple of other players, Ponga, Turbo, they sort of failed a little bit, so I was really happy with the 75 points from Nicho. Didn't look like he did a great deal, but still pumped out 75. 2 try contributions, 4 out of 4 with a goal kicking, a field goal, 20 tackles, 1 offload, and 1 line break assist. Most impressive thing about Nicho was his defence. Shut down Kickow a lot. His combination with Trindle just still looks a little bit clunky. They don't seem to be really pairing that great together for the start of the year, but everyone talking about this Trindle-Hynes thing sort of need to let it go to rest. Nicho Hynes was pumping out 150s, 160s when Trindle was in the squad there. They're just a bit shaky. They're the Sharkies with their halves combination. They'll come good. Max King with a 49. He's not really getting the minutes that we thought he was going to get. A little bit concerning for owners, especially with Falmasili going down. Another one that we said, I thought he was going to get big minutes after that. Saw him up around 50 minutes, but only got 44 minutes. His points per minute's good. Just, yeah, I'd be looking at, if you haven't already, a Max King to Tyrrell May. Could be a great option there. Jacob Carraz with 47 points, 18 tackles, 4 tackle busts, 25 points in runs. We know he can get near that 50-point mark for his base. We know he can do that. It's just when are the attacking upside going to come? I don't like him in centre. I think he needs to be on a wing to be Supercoach, superstar. The 40-something points to 50 points every week is going to be really nice, but unless that upside is there, I'm not as keen on Carraz. He looked really good, does a heap of work, just, yeah, needs to get some attacking points. I'm not sure where the doggies get it from. Kick out with 39 points, did all that in base, You get that from kick out sometimes when he doesn't have an attacking upside part of the game, but to be fair, should have had a try. There is no way Trindle stops him that close to the line. If you didn't see it, the referee got in the road of Braden Trindle when he was 30 centimetres out from the line. Apparently, he impeded his chance of tackling Viliame Kikau. I bet my left nut Braden Trindle doesn't stop Viliame Kikau 30 centimetres out from the line while Kikau is running at full steam at a dodgy defender in Trindle. Anyway, but very unlucky for owners. Jamin Salmon with 36 points, all base, but still looks really good when he's in the middle. He's got a really high work rate when he's in the middle. Just got shipped out to the edge and just seems to get no ball. Their halves can't really shift the ball that well. They are just using the middles as a battering ram. He looks decent in lock. I don't understand why they don't give him more minutes and Kurt Mann comes on as a bit of a Mr. Fix-It. They seem to be putting Salmon at the start, and then Hebe's a Mr. Fix-It. He jumped out on the edge there. Just disappointing for owners. Look, he's not going to lose any cash, really, with a 36. Next week, if he pumps out the same, I'll probably look to move him on round 4. Drew Hutchison, 32 points. Oh, I'm a bit worried about his job security, to be honest. If the Bulldogs keep pumping out 6-point games, their attack just hasn't come. And I thought last year, Toby Sexton, he really got him humming. Even in the trials, you saw him come on. He's a ball of energy. I really think it won't be long until Sexton comes in and starts playing for this doggy side. Sam Hughes with the 24 minutes. He's just not getting the minutes. I saw Farmer Silly down, which I own. I thought, shit, that's no good. But I thought, yes, Sam Hughes should get 35 minutes. Like, surely he comes in there and gets some good minutes. Didn't. Kurt Mann ate his minutes up. So I don't know what's going on there. Braden Trindle with a 27 with a try. So if he didn't get the try, he goes down to a 10. I cannot recommend you flick him quick enough. I would be looking for a Tom Dearden or a Luke Brooks, hopefully, for that. If not, could be a downgrade if he is your second hooker, second 5'8", you could go down to someone there. All right, we've got Penrith in the last Friday game. Penrith winning 26-18, a belter of a game. Battle of the West always is. The Parramatta Eels were super impressive going into that next round. I thought maybe they might have been a bit of an anomaly up against the Dogs. You know, they were a bit clunky to start there, but then again, that was round 1. Had a bit of a semi-final feel about it. The Eels leading at half-time was mind-boggling. They had bugger all ball. They were getting belted on their line, coming away with some good attacking opportunities, which they had very few of. They were getting it right every time they got down to Penrith's end. Penrith just put the stranglehold onto them in the second half, and they ended up, getting away with the chockies there. But if I'm a Parramatta fan, I'm pretty happy with that. If I'm a Penrith fan, I'm also happy with that. Their defence was really good in the second half. Just shut down everything the Eels ran at them. So, again, a good game. Both of these teams will feature highly throughout the year. Quality game of footy there. We'll get stuck into it. Isaac Targo, 145 points, a try assist, 10 tackle busts, 6 line breaks, 28 points in runs. Massive from him. The man had 6 line breaks, which is more than some teams got in their entire week 2 thing. With that edge of Cleary, Martin, Targo and To'o, Edwards sweeping out the back, someone is going to benefit from points in that edge every week, I think. I just think it was Targo's week, although he is phenomenal. When they lost Crichton, you thought, okay, that edge might get a little bit weaker. No chance. Targo's a gun. He's a beast. His work rate is immense. His ability to break tackles is phenomenal. Just the space that he seemed to have got that game was awesome with all these players around him. The defence is just in so many minds because they've got so many quality options running around at them. It just puts them in 2 minds. 6 line breaks. I just can't believe he got 6 line breaks. That's massive for him. Dill Edwards with 116. He got a try assist, 5 tackle busts, a line break, 3 line break assists, and 33 points in runs. Sometimes this happens for Dylan Edwards, and it's awesome to see. He's got such a work rate. He's so intense in his running. Brings the ball back nicely for the Panthers. It just sometimes his effort shows off in Supercoach. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes he's got these 30, 40-point games in him. But when he gets it right, he gets it right. That was an awesome game from Dill Edwards. There's just so many mouths to feed there at Penrith, and usually he's a bit more of a facilitator. So if you got him, you jumped on him, he's had a good start to the year, 116 points. That's awesome from Dill Edwards. Jermaine Hopgood's with 104, 1 try, 46 tackles, 5 tackle busts, a line break, 22 points in runs. Typical night for Hopgood against quality opposition. He seems to really step it up. Rewarded with a good hard run at that right-hand post. Split the defenders, ended up with a try. 104 points is awesome if you paid up for him. Isaiah Yeo with 94 points, a try assist, 47 tackles, got through a heap of work, 1 line break, 18 points in runs. We all know the answer. If he's got a kicking license, it is abso-fucking-lutely. It was awesome to see. Huge night for him. Fisher Harris going off in the 24th minute meant that an uptick in a bit of a work rate for him, if that's possible, which it seemed to be. 47 tackles, that's massive for him. Just got through a heap more work, shored up that middle really nicely with Fisher Harris off. That could be a bit of a play throughout the next couple of weeks, although it was looking like Fisher Harris was going to be out. Everyone was saying 3 to 4 weeks, but looks this morning have come out. He is cleared of any significant injury from the scans. He will miss next week, but hopefully might only be a 1 week off prospect. Joey Lussick with an 82, got a try contribution, 37 tackles and a line break. Well, Bradley Arthur, sneaky son of a bitch, you told us you were going to go an 80-minute hooker. We doubted you in round 1. We should not have. Joey Lussick with the 77 minutes. I did tell people I thought he was going to get a good chunk of the minutes after seeing him get 65 minutes last week. I didn't think he would get the full 80, basically. Really wish I'd sorted my team out around him now, but look, he looks really good. His service from dummy half is good. His defence is really good. He shores up the middle, and now we know he's got attacking upside. I think people will be jumping onto him, which I think is a good bet. He's going to make a stack of cash. If you kept with him and stayed with him at the start, well done to you. Nathan Cleary with 73 points, 2 try assists, 19 tackles, 2 line break assists, was heavily involved in the first part of the game. I thought he was set for a monster score. Slowed down a little bit in the second half. They just sort of pumped the brakes with him. But yeah, you get that. Look, I'm happy with the 73 points. Good bounce back. Him with 73 and Nico Hines with 75. How the week ended up was a really good combination for halves to have in your team for Supercoach there. Dillbag 65, 2 try assists, 2 line break assists. Good score coming up against the Penrith Panthers. They're a very defensive team. Good little short ball to Sean Lane, which was really good to see. I know people have that combination in their side. 2022 vibes all round. If they can keep that up against weaker opposition, they've got a good run coming up. They should fly. Sean Lane, that man we were talking about, with a 62, bagged a try and a line break, 17 tackles and 14 points in runs. Base was down a little bit, but I'm going to put that down to facing the Penrith Panthers. They just consumed him every time he got the ball, and they were sort of under the pump for the first half, the poor old Eels. So we'll just put that base down to versing the Penrith Panthers. Always a bit tricky to get some good quality points up against them. So a 62, should be happy with that. Interesting one here, Mitch Kenny with 55, got an offload, 2 points in runs. He is 390k, 390k. And he got the 80 minutes. He's never been an 80-minute hooker. He got the 80 minutes. With him missing round 1, he could be an option for round 4 if you're looking to go a downgrade from, Danny Levi or a Joey Lussick. That could be very much an option. Have to see how that plays out. We get next week to have a bit of a look at him, but he'll make 50 tackles every single week if he gets the 80 minutes. Taylor May got 53 points. That was all in base. 4 tackle busts, 42 points in base pretty much. Super happy with that. Once he gets some attacking options, he will go unbelievable. Mitch Moses with a 36. I'm not sure if that groin hampered him a little bit, but he seemed to be pretty quiet. Brian To'o was a 49. He was quiet as well. Watch out for him if he gets another couple of games around that 40 mark. He could be a cheap little grab. Liam Henry with the 35 points. People would have been pretty keen on him, giving the news of Fisher Harris out for a couple of weeks, but just watch that because Fisher Harris looks to only be out for a week. So 35 points is decent for 230k. He will make some money, but yeah, I don't think he's a world beater. Raiders 32 defeated the Tigers 12. Someone's put a firecracker up the Raiders. They've obviously taken that bottom 4 wooden spoon possibility to heart. Thinking about it, all they've lost is Jack Whiten. They've still got Horsburgh to come back. Their forward pack is immense. They seem to be playing behind that forward pack really well. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in myself that I doubted them at the start of the year. They look really good, albeit they've played the Tigers and the Knights. The Knights didn't have a good game against them. The Tigers, they weren't very good either. But good to see from the Raiders, they're going to be up and about for it. I think people will be nervous playing the Raiders this year, just with how impactful that forward pack. I think nothing changes from last year. They could be up and about, so that top 8. I don't know if they make it, but they'll be there and abouts every week, that's for sure. Zach Hosking, 109 points, a try assist, 34 tackles from him, 5 tackle busts, line break assist, full stat sheet. I don't know how Ricky Stewart goes and tells this man when Whitehead's back, look, mate, you're on the bench. He's been phenomenal the first 2 games. His defence is phenomenal. He seems to be an aerial attack option. I don't think he's got that in his game, but he's been lucky to get the 2 tries the last 2 weeks from that. Work ethic's been really good, and he's, like I said, his defence, close to the lines especially, has been phenomenal. He's probably an avoid because of job security. Don't jump on him. The concern is Whitehead. I think he comes back round 4, so one to watch. Api Coruscant with an 82, got a nice try, 40 tackles in the middle. If you held him for the first round, congratulations. That is awesome work by you. Pretty much just getting paid dividends from that round 1 buy that you went through. So 82, super happy with that for Api Coruscant. Samuel Afinu with a 75 points, got a try and 37 tackles, a line break and 11 points in runs. I was a bit nervous for him coming off the bench, didn't know exactly how many minutes he was going to get, but chucked out 60. Benji, obviously a big fan of this young fella. The best part about this was 60 points, 48 points in base, which is outstanding. Have another look at him next week. He could be a round 4 option for owners. He's 263k. If he pumps those numbers out, it is a bit inflated for the try, but if he still sits around those mid-40s for base and he gets 55 to 60 minutes every week, he'll be looking like a serious option. I'll be watching him closely next week. A good little try backing up through the middle, so well done to him. Xavier Savage with a 71, got a try assist, line break, 28 points in runs, so that was good from him. His base was up from last week. Did that cheeky little play down the left-hand side with Sebastian Chris to put him over. Owners will be happy. He looks set to make a stack of cash now with that 71 points in his rolling average. Ethan Strange with a 61 points as well. He was awesome. He took the line on, got that try, bit of a show and go. Busted around a few defenders. I think he's in for a big year, old Ethan Strange, and I think that's set from what we said, the platform that the big boys are setting for them. Especially the halves, him and Jamal Fogarty are going to benefit from those guys so much. Try contribution, 14 tackles, 5 tackle busts, a line break, 12 points in runs. A good game, and defensively really strong as well. We can't forget that. Jamal Fogarty with a 52, a try assist, try contribution, 6 from 7 in the goal kickings. Again, the Raiders put the team to the sword, and a bulk of his points came from the goal kicking. Without the goal kicking, he only gets a 28. So in a team where points were up for grabs, I still think he's an avoid. He started the year really, really well. I hope no one gets into a trap that they see him with a 52 and I think a 60-something last week and think at his price range he's probably a good option. I'm keen to avoid that. Morgan Smithies with the most boring 49 you've ever seen. 31 tackles, 1 tackle bust for the game, 17 points in runs. Really good. Should be in everyone's teams. Buy him if you don't have him. Got the 80 minutes. I am convinced that he stays in this team and gets big minutes even when Horsburgh comes back. Seems to be just a massive workhorse. His rate of work is phenomenal. Don't be scared about Horsburgh coming back. I think if Ricky Stewart's willing to play him 80 minutes in the middle, he will stay there. Even if he gets 60 minutes, I just think he'll run harder and tackle harder. So well done to Morgan Smithies. Lachlan Galvin with the 49 points, a try contribution, 21 tackles, 0 missed from the young 18, 19-year-old there. So that's really promising to see from him. 3 tackle busts, a line break, 14 points in runs. He looked like he was the dominant half over Aiden Caesar in the second half. Obviously, Bud Sullivan got hooked in the first half. Some people may own him. I would be concerned about that. Obviously, Benji just saw that really sloppy defence against the Xavier Savage try and hooked him. Lockie Galvin looks to be a future star. I know it's only one game and people get carried away and it was against the Raiders, but a 49 in your first game, 0 tackles missed, which is a big one. He's a lot bigger than what I thought and what I saw from photos and from the trials. Didn't really stand out to me that much. He's a skinny fella, but he is a tall Judah. I think he was playing second row back in his juniors as well as 5'8". So really good work from Lockie Galvin. Give him another week and he could be an option for round 4. Danny Levi, 39 points, a try, 19 tackles, 1 offload, 4 points in runs. Bring on round 4. We can piss this bloke off. 40, I think he got a 42 or a 45 last week with a try and a line break assist. A 39 this week with a try. He could possibly play 60 minutes and get 12 points next week. I don't know how he's doing it in the middle. If he didn't get those 2 tries, this would be an absolute train wreck. I cannot wait to move him on. Hopefully I can move him to Mitch Kenny in round 4. He is going to have a price rise. He might not have a great price rise, but I'm hoping he can get around 25 to 30 points next week, get a bit of money, and then I can flick him off for Mitch Kenny. That'd be lovely. Joe Tarpany with 39 points. Now, I don't know what's happening with Joe Tarpany. 21 tackles, 20 points in runs. He is getting the minutes, which is the thing. 50, 55 minutes, which should be enough for Joe Tarpany to bust out nearly 60 points. But again, he's gone quite underwhelming. So, owners, again, if you don't have Terrell May, that would be an option. But he's worth so many points. Flegler is an option there as well. So I'd be looking to move him down. Even a Ruben Cotter, we saw a bit more of minutes around him. So Tarpany, I think if I was an owner, I'd be selling him and cashing in. On to that game, the Cowboys 21 defeating the Knights 20. Both teams just seemed like no one wanted to win it. They were trying to throw the ball away towards the end of the second half there. I think the nerves were getting the better of everyone. It was quite a sloppy affair. The fucking referee must have had cherry chapsticks all over his whistle because he was loving the taste of it. Couldn't stop blowing the bastard. 23 times he blew the whistle for penalties and 6 agains. It was hard for either team to sort of really get that momentum because he was just blowing its tits off. I couldn't believe it. I am a Knights fan, and please don't take that as me being salty. I thought even for the Cowboys, it was just ridiculous how stop-start the game was. 23 times blew the whistle. Phenomenal. But anyway, that's him. Besides that, yeah, real scrappy. Neither team completed really well, and there was a lot of mistakes. Look, I think it's a game the Knights let slip, to be honest. That first half, they were just peppering the line. That work around their halves combination has really got to get sorted out. Everyone's screaming for Jack Cogger to come in. I think has created so much noise within the Newcastle Knights halves. They seem to not be playing as a team. They seem to be playing as a bit more of, oh shit, I've got to impress, and it's really sort of fucking up their groove. The best thing they did last year was create space for Kalen Ponga, and they're not doing that. I don't know if Jack Cogger is this grand entity that everyone thinks he is. Look, he played well last year in the grand final. We all know that. But to be fair, he wasn't a world beater. Nathan Cleary was the superstar of that. All he did was take a bit of heat off him. I don't like the call. Oh, should be Jacko Hastings and Cogger. I think you get rid of one of them. Gamble's defence is phenomenal. If you take nothing else away from it, I want Gamble in that Newcastle Knights side because of his defence. Fini Fuiaki, we have talked him up as being one of the best game busters. He is a phenomenal prospect. Gamble had his measure. Put a shot on him, lost the ball. Gamble, he tries his ass off. If you had the Cogger Hastings situation in there, it would just be a little bit too structured. Gamble's a bit of a live wire, a bit of a create something from nothing. Do I think Cogger could get a shot? I would like to see Brayley come back into the fold and play 60, 70 minutes and Crossland just go onto the bench, I think. I know they can't do that at the moment because Brayley's injured, but I would like to see the Knights, how they go with that sort of option. But anyway, enough about the Knights. The Cows, congratulations. Good little win. A gritty win for how much defence he's had to do in the first half. Well done to the Cowboys fans there. Adam Elliott with 112. I don't know about his ownership. I think it's quite low, but 2 tries. He was decent through the middle there. Got through a heap of work. Only the 60 minutes from him, but still pumped out 40 tackles and 20 in runs. That's nearly 60 points in base. So well done to Alan Elliott. Tommy Dearden, he seems like a good option for people who have 5'8" that are struggling. 76 points, a try, 16 tackles, 5 tackle busts, 2 line break assists. He's relishing with that new captaincy role. Looks really good. He did lose Helam Lukey outside him, but again, he gained Finifuiaki. So Finifuiaki will be a good option throughout the next couple of weeks to have a bit of a look at and see how he goes with added minutes coming into his draw. But yeah, look, Tommy Dearden looks good. Ruben Cotter, 70 points, 50 tackles, 16 points in runs, 66 points in base in 69 minutes. That is a bit more of a standard that we thought Ruben Cotter was going to set for us. He got those minutes. Obviously, last week was just a blowout, so they weren't using him as much, but 70 points, 66 in base. I am so happy with that. Ruben Cotter looked phenomenal. Huge output. I'm happy having him there in my front row forward. He outdid the likes of the Payne Hasses and all those top dollar guys, so well done for keeping on to Ruben Cotter. If you did, Dane Gagai, 62 points. I was a bit nervous about him. I thought he was just going to be a one-hit wonder, but he's got a couple of good points in him to start the year. Don't rate it as a buy, but if you started with him, congratulations. Scotty Drinkwater, 62 points, a try assist, line break assist, 27 points in runs. Just same as last week, created a lot of space out on the edges for blokes, but didn't really accumulate to Supercoach points. That'll come. He's got a really good draw coming up. Just hold on if you get him. The way the fullbacks panned out anyway, 62 points is a really good score. Reece Robson with 59. He was immense in defence, 42 tackles. Got a line break as well. So if you started the year with Reece Robson, well done. Seems to nearly be the pick of the guys. I know a lot of other mid-rangey guys did really well. But yeah, Reece Robson looked really good in defence. Huge output, 80 minutes. Even with Jake Granville, he sort of turned me off a little bit on Reece Robson. But that seems to not be the case. He seems to be playing 80 minutes anyway, so don't stress about Reece Robson. He's a good buy. Val Holmes probably had one of the worst games of his career, still pumped out 54 points. He was injury-riddled. His hands just didn't work. He was error-riddled game. So Val Holmes owners, still to pump out a 54, I'd be happy with that. Greg Marzu with a 46, a try, 2 tackle busts, 22 points in runs, 2 offloads. His base was right down, but I think that's because in the first half, the Knights were just peppering their line. They had so much quality ball that they didn't really need to use Marzu as that battering ram coming out of yardage. I'd be keeping him. If you paid up, you know what he's used for. I know they have the Storm next week, but after that, the games sort of do get a little bit easier. So I'd be keeping Greg Marzu. Kalen Ponga, I think he's going to be one of the most sold. I can understand it, but just who you go to sell him to is a massive talking point. We'll talk about that later on in the week, but 45 points from him with a 4 out of 4 kicking goals, 2 offloads, 21 points in runs. Like I was talking about before, the halves just seem to be getting in each other's roads and they don't have that fluid ball coming out to Ponga as what he was getting last year. He's going to lose a stack of cash, especially coming up against Melbourne, and this 45 points is going to stay in his rolling average for a couple of weeks there. Look, Melbourne are going to have a couple of injuries, whether Munster comes back or not. Jerome Hughes looks set to miss a week with his interference with the referee, but I am nervous on Ponga, basically just because of what is going on with their halves combinations. He just doesn't seem to be getting the quality ball. Yeah, look, he could be a reluctant sell and a nervous sell at that. We'll see what happens. See what happens with the team list on Tuesday. Taumalolo, good bounce back from him with a 44. But came out, he has some serious injury concerns around his joints. I'd still be probably looking at selling him if you can go a Terrell May or a Flegler there. Yeah, just very concerning with that news. I think at any stage, if they can give him a rest, they are going to give him a rest. So concerning for him. Kai Pearce-Paul, 43 points in 40 minutes last week, 43 points in 80 minutes this week. If you jumped on early, shame on you because Dylan Lucas is coming back next week. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there with Kai Pearce-Paul. Couldn't really get the offload away. The Cowboys obviously did a fair bit of homework on him. Really nullified that edge. Jeremiah Nanai was good against him, kept him quiet. Zach Labutt with a 26. Again, if you went early on him, shame on you. But look, he'll have a bounce back. They've got an easy draw coming up. Don't panic with him. 26 points. Still decent. They just got no ball. Helam Lukey, 9 points. Fuck. I bought him in. He looked sensational round one and in the trials. Got through a stack of work. I thought, nah, I've got to have him. I hate making trades round one, but I made it. I bit the bullet, went Lukey. 9 points. Looks like he's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Could be anywhere up against 8 weeks. So he's a sell. The only good news that's come out of that is that Joshy Curran, I'll probably go straight to him. So I've got a bit more clarity that Josh Curran is that second row forward we all hoped. I know that there's a couple of people that are saying, look, we need to get him front row forward Jules, which I agree with. He's playing in the middle, so hopefully he can do that and he can jump up into my front row position. So that'd be awesome if we can get that happening. The Storm versus the Warriors. What a fucking belter. Game of the round. It was tit for tat. Didn't know who was going to win towards the end. The spectacular try from Coates. I'm sure everyone's seen it, but it is absolutely phenomenal what these wingers can do nowadays. Awesome work from both the Storm and Warriors franchises. Warriors fans, I'd be happy. I know it's disappointing, but dead set. You just had the game with 5 to go. You'll lose no fans from that. You'll go back next week. I think the run eases up a little bit for you guys over the next couple of weeks. You've had 2 really hard oppositions in the Sharky Storm, so you've weathered that now. They look in good touch. They look like they're going to be a really attacking-orientated team. That edge of Dallin Watene-Zelezniak with Tuapiki as well had an awesome game. That right-hand edge, I'm super impressed with it. But yeah, the Warriors, keep your heads up. Yous are going to be heavily involved in the back end of the season. I can feel it. Starting with, I reckon this man is going to cause some headaches with traders this week. 128 points, 2 tries, try contribution, 8 tackle busts, 2 forced dropouts, 4 offloads, 2 line breaks, 1 line break assist, and 22 points in runs. Stacked the stat sheet. 128 points. Got the Knights next week as well, so there is a heap of opportunities possibly coming up there. The Warriors just got dusted with that little outside-inside play that they used. They used it on both edges, actually, for Pappy. It looked really, really slick. Everyone doing their jobs, really well-orientated. Look, headaches. The headaches around Pappy is that he has got the Knights next week, which he could go large. The week after that, he's then got the bye. Whether you bring him in for 1 week, hopefully he gets a stack of points. If he doesn't, he's still going to make you money. But the round 4 bye for Pappenhausen is a massive brain fart. For people who have owners of Ponga, it is such a headache. What do you do there? I'm going to wait till Teamless Tuesday comes out on Thursday, see what happens with Munster and Jerome Hughes if they fight that, the nudge on the ref. One to watch. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak with 99 points, 2 tries, 3 tackle busts, 2 offloads, 2 line breaks, 27 points in runs. That is awesome base from Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. Such a good finisher on that right-hand edge. Sean Johnson and Tuapiki were just creating so much space for him down that right-hand edge. I know Coates got the winner and the game winner against him, but I thought Dallin Watene-Zelezniak had the wood over him throughout the entire game. So, yeah, look, if he gets a sniff, he doesn't miss. If you've got him, well done. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, 75 points, a try assist, 17 tackles, 6 tackle busts, a line break, 20 points in runs. The man's back. I started with him, 75 points. We got some attacking stats out of him, which is really good to see. Oh, the game's better for having Rog. Loved it. Always slips the first defender. He got 40 points in base. He keeps that with his 40-point base. With all this attacking stats that does come with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Awesome to see. 75 points. I'm happy with it. Seems to be a good option there at 550-odd K. We'll take that all day. I can't wait to see how he's going around the midway point of the year when he really gets a grasp on that centre position. Eliesa Katoa with a 63. He's been good for owners. I think he busted a line break in there, but really good start to the year for Eliesa Katoa. Luke Metcalf with a 63. He got a try assist. 5 out of 6 from the goal kicking. 13 tackles and 2 line break assists. I'm unsure of what happened there with the goal kicking, whether Sean Johnson's got an injury. I'm sure that's what it's down to. Nevertheless, Luke Metcalf with a 63. Really good for owners if you went the little pod play with him. Harry Grant with a 61, 37 tackles, 3 tackle busts, 1 line break, 11 in runs. He's been pretty disappointing. To be honest, I'm an owner of Harry Grant. The other options, the JMKs, Abby Coruscant, those kind of blokes, they've done really well to start the year. So a little bit disappointing being a Harry Grant owner, but I am just going to persist with it. Hopefully against the Knights, he goes large next week. Look, he's a gun. He's going to come good. We all know he's going to come good just because other teams had really good opportunities there with their hooking roles. Do not freak out. Joey Chan looked to be on the chopping block from Melbourne and my side, but ended up coming back with a good game, 59 points. Looked damaging every time he got the ball. I was pretty impressed with Joey Chan. Try assist, 27 tackle busts, 27 tackles, a line break assist, 13 points in runs. Good little outside-inside play with Ryan Pappenhausen. If that's a play that they're planning on doing all year, he'll score a shitload of points through that throughout the year, no doubts. Looked like he was going to be a bit of a headache with his low base, but got the 80 minutes this week, which is really, really good. Base around the 40 mark. I'll take that at his price range, 230k. Fingers crossed he gets another chance for the next couple of weeks. And with the Storm winning and that good little play, I'm sure they'll keep him in there. Could be up for a couple of little price rises there. Tane Tuapiki with a 51 points. It is a fucking dead set shame that Chance Nickel-Klokstad is going to come back and take him out of that side. 270k, 50 points. He's in for a massive price rise. I only hope that there's just a little doubt around Chance around round 4. If he can get 2 price rises, I'll be fucking stoked with it. Nevertheless, I'm happy with the points. He's had 2 roundabout 50-point games. So if nothing else comes from it, a 270k player getting 2 50-point games, I'm happy with it. Adam Fanua-Blake, 50 points, all base, decent night for him. He just didn't get the attacking stats, which you expect coming up against the Storm. I'd be happy with that. Sean Johnson with a 26 points. Now, that could have been really inflated if he did kick goals. So, nervous wait for Sean Johnson owners to see what happens around that goal kicking, but still, he does have a bit of an easier draw coming up. I don't really know who you go to for Sean Johnson. If you're worried about cash, I think you just stick with him. Points are going to come. Easier opposition is coming. On to the Sunday games. The first one was Manly Roosters. Manly getting the chockies there, 21-14. I thought Manly should have won by more. The Roosters' defence was really, really good. Roosters were their own worst enemies. They couldn't get out of their yardage. Kept overhanding the ball to Manly. It's just their defence was really, really good. Manly were a little bit clunky. Again, it's only round 2, so that's expected. But Manly were clunky. I thought they could have put a stack of points on, but they didn't. Still a good win by Manly. Good game management by Cherry Evans to get that drop goal there at the end and seal the deal. Few injury concerns to come out of there for Manly. Again, we'll get stuck into that once we get into these players. But yeah, a few concerns there that we'll get into. James Tedesco. Wowee. I think limited attacking opportunities for him to still crack 100 points is massive. 103 from him. He had a try, 2 try assists, 4 tackle busts, 1 line break assist, 2 line break assists, 21 points in runs. Like I said, incredible he got these stats from how limited minutes that they had. Look back to his old self. He was super busy and his ball playing was really, really good. Just, yeah, once they get some attacking opportunities, 50-50 sort of attacking opportunities, he would be massive. Luke Brooks with an 80. You beauty, Brooksy. I've never cheered so hard for this man. I've slagged this man out every year he's played for the Tigers, and now I just cannot get enough of him. I am an owner. 80 points, 2 try assists, 1 try contribution, 4 tackle busts, 1 line break, 2 line break assists, 17 points in runs, which is good to see from Brooksy. Could have been so much more had he not have danced with the touchline there on the right-hand side. He could have got a line break and a try assist. Although there was a line break assist and a try assist where all he did was bat it on. I think he was pretty lucky to get those points. So, yeah, look, as an owner, I'm sure everyone will take them, but that try assist to Tommy Talau, I'm not sure how he got that. But anyway, I'll take it. Terrell May with a 69, 37 tackles, 3 tackle busts, 2 offloads, 19 points in runs. I'm so high on him getting the starting the starting spot there with the Chuggies. 57 minutes for Terrell May, which is massive. If you did not go him last week, get him in. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't hit the trigger and go him. But again, like I said, my option was probably going to be Satili Tupanua to Terrell May, which I'm glad I waited the week. Now I can go Kepi to May, make the right decision. So happy with that. Sua Wong, 57 points, 23 tackles, 4 tackle busts, an offload, line break assist, 12 points in runs. The massively confusing part for me is I had to triple check this, but he only played 40 minutes. That's what NRL.com is telling me. Anyway, how do you only give him 40 minutes? I'm not sure how he gets 40 minutes and Radley gets 80, but anyway, that's what they're running with. That bench of Nat Butcher coming on is affecting Satili Tupanua and Sua Wong heavily. I thought it was going to affect Radley, but anyway, yeah, it seems a bit crazy to me. But Sua Wong with a 57, just hold in there. Minutes come, he's going to go off his head. Tommy Talau got 57 points with a try. Unfortunately, he left with a massive injury. Haven't got any more news on that yet, being Monday morning, but one to watch will be Tommy Talau. Hopefully, you didn't go early on him. Ola Kawadu with 54. He was good, but also he looked like he was getting a lot of attention on his right knee. One to watch there for Ronas. Just keep an eye on that to come out through the week and team lists to see what happens there. Tom Trbojevic had a shocker, I reckon. 54 points, 6 tackle busts, 4 offload, 34 points in runs. Heap of errors for Tommy, which was really unlike him. Like I said before, their attack on the attacking line was really, really clunky. Obvious to see. Trbojevic didn't really hit his straps, but still with the 54, I'm happy with that. The way that Manly look, the opportunities Manly's going to get this season, I'm more than happy to keep Tommy Trbojevic. If you captained him, decent 54. It's not quite a pass mark, but yeah, that'll do. Tupanua, he was pretty sold out, but 53 points, a try assist, 33 tackles, and a line break assist. Only the 6 runs for him. A little bit quiet, but again, they didn't really get those attacking opportunities, so I'm going to leave Tupanua in. I think the 63 minutes isn't a massive concern, but the Sua Wong 40 minutes, whether they're going to rotate those minutes week in, week out to see who gets them there for the edge rower at the Chuggies, I'm a little bit concerned. Jerry Evans with a 39, a bit quiet. If you went him, a bit disappointing for the first 2 games from him. He's just, like I said, a little bit clunky to start the year, but he'll come good. Brandon Smith with 37 points. I think if you've got him, he's probably a sell unless he is your backup hooker, which he could be a downgrade. Lussick looks good. If you wanted to wait a week to go to Mitch Kenny, you could potentially, or you could go up to one of these mid-range guys if he's your only option at hooker there. 45 minutes, not enough. Sandon Smith seems to be coming on and getting good minutes. Looks like Robinson really likes him. Burbo with the 33 points, all in base. Just had a bit of a hard time injecting himself out there. They seem to just have a lot of opportunities going at the line. They seem to play out the back a fair bit with Brooksy, trying to hit Tommy Turbo on that left-hand edge. Just wasn't really working for Burbo, but still 33 points in your CTWs. You'll take that. Last game of the round, the Dolphins absolutely annihilated the Dragons 38-0. All you Dragons fans, hand in your grand final tickets. It's fucking dead and buried. What a turnaround. Look, it was always going to happen with Wayne Bennett. He would have got the boys fired up even more than they were for round 1. Hammer had a good bounce back. Just the defence of the Dragons was absolutely woeful, especially their middles. JMK tore them apart. We'll get on to him with the greatest Falcon I've ever seen in my life. But look, you could maybe excuse it. The Dragons travelled to and from Queensland twice in 1 week. But again, they're professionals. That shouldn't bother them. I hate how they use that. Like, you've got blokes that are FIFO workers that do that sort of shit. So I don't think professionals should worry about that. They obviously plan for that and mitigate that. So I don't know if that's a good enough excuse. They just switched off, I think. They were terrible. Dolphins, really good, clicked into gear. Their halves worked well for each other. Their forward pack just dominated the Dragons. So Good to see from the Dolphins. Good bounce back up there at KO Stadium. That looks phenomenal to go there. I would love to go to a game at KO Stadium and somehow get tickets. I don't know how you get the tickets to get into the leaguesy there, but looked phenomenal. Hammer, he top scored with 94 points there. 3 tries, 5 tackle busts, a line break, 20 points in runs. Look, the base wasn't quite there for the Hammer, and 2 out of his tries were just from backing up. But that's what the Hammer does. When they get a sniff, the Hammer backs up. Really good. Owners will be happy with that. He owes Jack Bostock a couple of cartons there because he laid 2 tries on for him. Good to see for owners. Look, even he had a shocking game last week and he got 70-odd. 94 points this week with a bit more of a better game from him. Good backing up, like I said. He's a good option in CTWs. Well done for anyone who's got on them. The only thing, he will have the bye this round. So just sit tight with him. Price rise incoming. Jeremy Marshall-King got 80 points. He got a try assist, 24 tackles, a line break, and a line break assist. Look, good option. He was a popular choice at hooker. People went there. I reckon everyone was shitting themselves who owned him, saw him get hit in the head with a Ben Hunt absolute spectacular falcon. I don't know how he got back on the field. He looked to be a Cat 1. His eyes were in the back of his head. He looked in la-la land. His legs were gone. Not that I think he had an outcome for the game. I think the Dolphins still rolled on. But yeah, owner's really lucky for him to come back on. I don't really understand how he did get back on. Maybe I'm a bit salty because I'm a Harry Grant owner. But anyway, good work for Jeremy Marshall-King. He looks to have taken the game by the horns there with a bit of a, Isaiah Katoa there being the half and the dominant half throughout that game with Nicarima going off with the HIA. JMK just took the reins and all the attack was coming off him. So well done, JMK owners. Zarko with an 80. Good bounce back from him. Try, 5 from 6 with the goal kicking. A line break and 24 points in runs. Good game from Ozarko. If you own him, it's expensive, but yeah, good work from him. Jack Bostock, now he was probably going to be on the chopping block for many, many people, but after this 77 points, he'll have that in his rolling average. Looked awesome. 2 try assists, 4 tackle busts, 2 line breaks, 25 points in runs. Such a better performance from Jack Bostock. Cemented his spot in that wing spot. Put on 2 beauties for the Hammer. Good that he got the 77 points in his second game, not his first game. Sets for a massive price rise, and hopefully over the next round 3 or 4, that'll be in there. So good price rise coming in for Jack Bostock. Tyrell Sloan with a 65. He was the only shining light in that Dragons team. 11 tackle busts. He was as slippery as they come. 2 line breaks, 21 points in runs. Yeah, I'm still not convinced with the Tyrell Sloan, but he looks to be really thriving under the new Flanagan regime. The rest of the Dragons just let him down. Anyway, Max Plath, 53 points, 34 tackles, 2 tackle busts, 15 points in runs. Again, I think his minutes were a little bit increased. He got 53 minutes. He went into the hooking role when JMK went off for those 15 minutes. So whether he's got an extra 15 minutes in his score, one to consider. I think the best part there is he gets a bye. JMK and Ray Stone will both be there for round 3. It'll be interesting to see where he gets picked and what kind of minutes he plays out. But he could be a round 4 option to chuck into that 5'8". Unfortunately, he's 5'8 only, even though he is playing in the second row. But I think he'll get those duels come whenever it is, round 5 or round 7. I think he'll get those duels come in. Tommy Flegler, 51 points, 20 tackles, a tackle bust, 3 offloads, 23 points in runs. Good solid performance from Tommy Flegler, 51 minutes. I think that's thereabouts what you can expect for him. So really good work from Tom Flegler. If his bottom is 51 points, I would be stoked if I'm an owner for that. I reckon he'll start making some good cash and yeah, happy days for owners. Zachy Lomax, he was a popular buy, 44 points for him. Look, if I had him, the team getting drubbed out to 0 is really good for Lomax, I think, to still pump out a 44. If he's unhappy there, I reckon he's got rocks in his head. He's that much more involved in that side. I think this stigma around being a wing player has got to drop. 44 points, 3 tackle busts, an offload, 36 points in runs. Hopefully he can have a couple of low games, although he does have easy opposition coming up, or good scoring chances opposition. But yeah, fuck, Zach Lomax looked good, looked super, super busy. 27 runs from him. I don't understand how he's unhappy. Like I said, he's that involved, that much more involved than he was in centre. I'd be loving it, being out on the wing there. The wingers are so much more involved now than the centres. It's just that stigma. But yeah, goal kicking opportunities were at 0. So Zachy Lomax, owners, I'm happy with that. Eisenhuth, 40 points, only the 37 minutes for him. Look, good points per minute, but I would be looking away from him. I think Leilua comes into the starting side, and you've got also Raymond Fatala-Mariner in there. He is going to come in and chew in a lot of minutes. So I would be avoiding that whole second row fiasco. For the Dragons, Raymond Fatala-Mariner with a 34. He got 50 minutes, which is good to see that he got more minutes than Eisenhuth. If you've jumped on to him, tough luck if you've got him not getting that starting role. But look, 34 and 50 minutes, the minutes are decent. Just see what happens if you did pick him up. Don't rage trade him back out. Kyle Flanagan with a 21. Look, this is going to happen with Flano. I am an owner of Flano. If he does get another low score, like a 20 or something, there are options to go down for. I'll be leaving him for another week. Yeah, look, he's a non-dominant half in a team that got pants 38 blot. So can't expect the world. 21 points. He could have gone lower if he wanted to. He could have got a 15 or 16. So he does have a better uptick than what we're talking about with Trindle. Like Trindle got a 27 and got a try. So Flano with a 21. Look, it's not great, but like I said, please don't play Flano in your 17. I've just got him there as fingers crossed he can get some cash, milk him for what he's worth, and then flick him off. I think there's some good options in round 4 coming in Galvin and Plath. That's it. That's all we've got time for. That is a wrap-up. Again, please jump on to our league code. Our league code is 726638. I'll have a little link down there. Join up. You've got until round 8 to get on. We've got over 500 people in that. Fingers crossed, we will have the team list Tuesday come out, hopefully about Wednesday. So jump onto that. Jump onto our Instagram. Like I said, we've got our captain's run there. Pick our captaincy choices, our buy, hold, sells. We do a bit of a reel, just a quick little minute on that. Let everyone know who they should be buy, holding, and selling. Just a bit of a condensed content creating sort of thing going on there, as to what this is a bit more of a long-winded thing. So yeah, that's all we've got time for, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.